He's another malefactor.
Anyways, so yes, after a bit of time, after all the other parties have departed, you guys hear the clattering of armor, and turn to see the man known as Sir Jethro Black, approaching you guys and saying aloud, "I was told to meet you."
Sir Jethro Black, I assume. Oh.
That is correct.
Would you like some tea?
Would you? That would be delightful. Thank you.
No,
Have to have the pleasantries.
I love you.
He goes over and sits down, and it's a fun. So here's a fun thing, which I guess only Caradoc would catch, or maybe the more craftsman elements of you guys would catch. You can actually tell which furniture is meant for a noble house and not. Not by its like lacquerness. You can put a lacquer thing in a peasant's house, but by how reinforced it is to carry heavy armor. So when you guys see Sir Jethro Black take his seat, it does not creak or break or anything under him. Because it's built like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things, right?
You built different.
It's the little things.
Yep.
How goes the planning? Very well, I would say. Would you not, Pathfinders?
We have
I agree.
direction. And that's more than we had 2 hours ago.
Time is such a elusive element, is it not? But dedication outlasts time. In my studies, at least.
Oh, you studied time, Matthew.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, if he didn't, I was gonna.
Peripherally, there are some magics you might have seen or felt it with the Royal Timekeeper. There are some magics that influence time. And given the chronologic element of Deathwing, it seems I have some studies I should pick back up.
I was thinking about that, actually.
Is that why I was summoned?
No. Well, there are two...
Partially.
Partially. Since we're on the topic, I've noticed that both times we experienced time dilation because of Deathwing, we lost time. It moved forward.
Correct.
Is there a possibility that the rift Sir Fiona mentioned him using to escape, could it be used for him to travel backwards?
I've not seen or heard report of this rift, so that is news to me. Perhaps that is a chance, but it would depend entirely on Deathwing's own, how to say, nature and adaptability to time magic. Most beings, would you mind, my lady? Not at all. Thank you. He moves the sugar cubes aside towards Edelweiss. He moves moving teacups and things like that aside. Most creatures, he gets like an apple or something. I don't know, just in there. Most of us, he sets it down, grabs an orange, are easily able to move forward in time. We are destined for it. So, thusly, magics that accelerate are more effective. Is probably the best way I would decree it. More effective. To move back in time, we are not meant to do. That is undoing on some things. Does the breath leave your lungs? Does your hair enter back into you? Does your appetite come back or fade away in accordance to when you had dinner last? These are not questions that are broached, because we are not designed for it. The body does what it can do, but inevitably it hits a wall and begins to undo. So for Deathwing to be able to go back in time, he would have to be designed to withstand it. Else, it would be inviting his own demise, as much as Deathwing is able to perish, that is. Totally unrelated. Can you guys make me an insight check? Dolly had advantage, but no, all of you know it's a super hard DC.
Okay.
Easy cakes. You said insight?
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't think 19 does it with a super hard DC.
Mm,
I don't think there's anything I can add to that.
Who has?
Damn, we sucking on this.
you guys did well earlier.
Does
It's
Irina
just going
have
downhill.
Jin? Very insightful Jin.
A very insightful, Jin.
Irina?
Yeah.
Oh, because he has the best mod.
Yeah.
Mechanically, best bet.
unless Takari would.
I'll say Takari would.
Alright, then I will use it.
It's
Alright.
also ace.
Round
Oh.
2.
Ace, yeah.
Nope. Guess not.
Oh,
Oh,
7.
yeah.
2 bare successes.
There we go.
The bare necessities.
Thank you for the assistance, Mr. Falk.
What did I get? I don't think.
I ain't done shit.
You got an 18.
You started the conversation.
I don't. What is Luther's wisdom mod?
I know their int is better than their wisdom.
I know. Oh, it's flat 0. Never mind. Well.
I'll let you
Yeah.
apply their int to this.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know if that's enough for you to succeed, but
I'll take it. It's 2 points to.
to apply it, yeah, I believe so.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
have 2
because
left.
1 point to do the first tier.
So
you're at
a
18.
5? No,
You're so
second, I think it's
close.
5. Yeah, at a 5. What? Really?
DC
Someone be
25.
like a bardic or something?
Fine, I
Started to roll
guess. You could take Eva's Bardic, I guess.
Thank
Still a
Eva, we're gonna be so sad when you die.
Oh
That
my
would be-
god.
That would be quite sad.
Extreme.
I would be sad.
God!
That was exactly enough, DC 25. You're at 23 before.
Yeah.
Could you make it a little closer there, bud?
No.
Just made it then. Oh.
Is this a bit telling? Is this revealing my hand?
He's actually
we should have-
Deathwing.
We should have purposeful character development and progression, and also we should stop having campaigns that end in the middle. Looks at GM, end in the middle, and thus the character development didn't happen because it wasn't acted upon fast enough. You guys would note that as Sir Jethro Black is talking about the mortal body and its innate design of moving forward in time, and certainly not back or anything of the sort, you guys can see Tal's breathing picking up rapidly.
Oh no.
Almost, he's remembering something.
Oh no. I was afraid of that.
That explains why I had, yeah.
Mhm.
Whereby Dahlia has advantage. Yep.
I think Jin just looks to Tal, looks to Dahlia to see if she caught that.
Yeah, Dahlia's watching him.
Mhm.
You know, shifts a little closer. I imagine she was already probably standing next to him, as she tends to do, because I make her do it.
Right.
They weren't brave enough.
Everything all right? She'll say this in a whisper, but I'm not gonna try and whisper because anytime
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do that,
Yeah.
Make me a persuasion check.
okay, straight.
At advantage.
Thank God.
Please, dear God. So you want an inspiration, bud?
Yeah, you
You're
just rolled.
offering.
Yeah, I think
you roll
you're
with
right.
advantage.
Mm.
Really?
I mean,
It's one
Oh,
better!
my God!
holy shit.
It's not even the -1 that's screwing you. You're just rolling badly. Like actually.
No.
What even?
What are the
is, like-
chances of me rolling badly again?
Even if he lets you keep the
It's
plus
more-
7, that's still like a 12.
It's more the fact you've done it consistently 4 times. That's what's getting me.
Yeah, it's the 5,
Hey,
the 2,
Alec.
the 3, and the 1.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
almost
Alec,
impressive.
where have you put the good rolls? We
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
them.
I'm proud of
I
them.
put them in my
Yeah.
inspiration, which I offer to you.
A third inspiration. Or second.
Oh, it's not looking
I'll
well.
take it if you're offering.
He
I
said it
told
was
you
good
guys-
roll.
I
What
told
are
you guys,
worried
you've
about?
made cursed inspirations, dog. You guys made cursed.
Oh, we cheated! Like, if he kept
This is
his
all
spell,
coming to bite me in the ass.
That's way better.
Okay, that's way
Okay.
better.
That's a lot
way
better.
That's way better.
That's a lot better.
That's your.
He's-
Thanks,
to
Alec.
put you how much better it is. It's your last 2 put together. Because you have a 19,
Thanks,
that's a 9,
Alec.
that's a 10.
Thank you, Alec. And
I
thank
did
you,
it
Gar,
for
for
all of us.
sacrificing your...
I did it for all.
I had to take the bad rolls.
So you go over to Tal and ask him like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And like he snaps to you, like locks with you, and you can see that there's that glow in his eyes. You know, the same one where he has murderous intent active, locked on target.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that the fact that he's not slaughtering everyone in the room right now, which would be a rather sad end to this tale. We brought the psychopath that has rage problems into the same room as our VIP. No. Despite him having that red glow, he is not attacking everyone in the room, so that's a good omen. You see the red glow begin to fade away. I'm remembering something. He looks at his hands as if unsure that they're actually there.
You wanna go for a walk?
No. I should hear this.
She'll look at him and eventually nod like, alright.
So until we ascertain Deathwing's own nature, I'm afraid we can't really say as to whether or not he can go back in time. I will say, in some point, one side or the other, the ability to go back in time is very, very, very rare. In terms of recorded instances of it happening, you could probably count them on one hand. And no small number of that hand would be designated to the Ash Wardens.
That would make sense.
Nod.
The ability to manipulate time is a more divine capability. Or one from outside. I do not see Deathwing as a deity. And he seems rather grounded in being that which he is to be an outsider. But, in fairness, he is a mystery still. You just see how the corners of your eyes, like Mercer, like sort of like stand a bit more upright, flex a little bit, like someone's stretching, but he doesn't seem to say anything.
Is there such a thing as narrative time?
You speak of the 1 week offer to Lady Aurelia.
Yes.
The same cut as the offer to the Witch Queen.
Yes.
There is, in some rumors, legends, and myths, I suppose, to use the Perenzian term, a karmic balance that is maintained. The offended are given the same rights as their offender, and vice versa. So there is such. And as far as I've heard in all the stories from the Nightshades thus far, there is no tale on the traversal of time backwards. Which I suppose is its own virtue, and fortune for us.
Could it be a close loop?
What do you mean?
History repeating itself, time repeating it.
Potentially. I'm afraid the person that would hold such answers would be the king and queen themselves, or perhaps any of the other Clover Courts, the Order of Holy Reef, or perhaps our royal timekeeper. But if this is a repeat of history, Deathwing has been defeated once before. I would hope that history repeats to the same end. I don't think Deathwing antagonized the Vesselgo tournament last time. No, he didn't. So who knows how fine a scope this potential repeat is circumnavigating. Only one way to find out, eh? Precisely. So, if matters of time and chronomancy are not your initial intent on requesting me, might I ask what was?
Jin, would you please?
Sorry, what is...
You have the tarot cards.
The cards.
Oh, right, yes, okay. Yeah, I think he was still holding that.
Mhm.
I forgot I was holding those still. He presents the variety of tarot cards.
Tarot cards.
They were found on our friend Ani after he struck Deathwing. They have some
Is,
esoteric magic upon them.
is your friend... Did he commonly use tarot cards or other forms of fortune-telling or mysticism?
No,
He did not.
we've never seen him anyway.
I think it was pretty much the opposite, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Intriguing. Well, then, let's see. Well, you're right. They suddenly are magical. I can feel them just through my... He holds up, like, his hand, like his, like, gauntlet, like, gloved, like, fingers. And feel them, even here. Dream rampant magic from the feel of it.
So what else?
Elden, I would wager. Aye. Why your friend? You found... I mean, no disrespect in my pointed question. I'm merely trying to speak my thoughts as they arrive to me. Your friend, when you found these on him,
Actually,
is that correct?
we did not find them. It was, Garth can't remember who exactly delivered the cards to us. It was
I don't
one of the
know.
knights that were... Brother! No, not Jason.
No, I definitely wasn't Jason.
Fair.
But they were found on him by said person, right?
Yeah, they were found on him by someone who then delivered them to us, and then later upon seeing his body, we found the same magical residue, basically, on his hand,
Yeah.
where the gun was.
So then
Fair
the
enough.
answer to this question would be yes. Indirectly.
Sure, yes, indirectly.
My question is then, when upon did the cards get to him? At the time of Deathwing's departure? Prior to that? Yesterday? This morn?
I'm afraid we don't have an answer for that.
At some point, he got his hands on a very strange firearm as well.
Yes, I saw that. Seems magical in its nature. I thought he was casting a spell for a moment. There is an... Magical firearms are a new occurrence in Erudicio. Is that not the case, Mr. Mercer? They've been around for longer than you think, but definitely not mass-produced. And definitely at those times more experimental. Right. There are older ones. In Erudicio? No, in the world. Mercer just tilts his head looking at him like, what? And they get clicks. You're talking about a hollow one? I am. There's no way some guy, no offense, a mortal person got their hands on a hollow one weapon, much less knows how to use the damn thing. I'm not implicating that. But I am implicating that the design might be similar. Who the hell would be able to do any research on hollow ones? That I can't say for certain, but I have heard some reports and rumors here and there, testimonials on people around the world attempting it. I cannot say whether they are successful, but I've heard the attempt. And you think one of those guns just happened to line up in his pocket? Yeah. Yes. What?
Arnie did have a
the
track
peop-
record of oddities.
The people that would be doing such peculiar research are powerful, magically powerful people, Mr. Mercer. So what, you think there's just some guy here that none of us picked up on that's giving out Hollow One weaponry to people? No, that is an overstatement. But I do not think that he looks to you guys. I do not believe your friend happened upon nor crafted this from your own description of him. Someone may have lent it to him, and that person might still be here.
But who? Not everyone knows about Hollow Ones, right?
They're a really rare subject. Most, I would call it 80% of the people in the world don't. And the 20% that do know them as don't go there or if you want to die.
Right.
Right? There's probably a couple of survivors of like, hey, let's go into this door-shaped looking cavern with like 5 guys, and only one of them made it back out. And then he told people like, hey, don't go in there.
Hey,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, go in there.
So like, yeah, that's how most people know about them is word of mouth or like superstition of like, we don't go to the cursed door.
Man
Looks at the
appears.
forest.
Do you know what disintegration is? Because I do now, and I wish I didn't.
You see this ash on my face? That was Roger.
No,
So don't fucking.
Poor Roger.
Yeah, so some people in the world do, and it's entirely correlated to if you're actually near a Hollow One ruin. You guys have a bit more understanding on them because you guys talked with Anvil.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
he decreed himself as like something of an internal expert on Hollow Ones in the Ash Wardens, which is why his expertise was helpful for looked at Dole. My bad, doesn't look at Dole because I'm not here anymore.
I'm gonna message you because you've probably messaged us before. I'm not sure if it's
Okay. Okay. Malfactors whispering into my ear again.
bucket.
How close to your ear is he whispering?
Essentially. So however close that is. We're getting
Sweet
a lot
nothing.
of-
Hmm. Okay. Whoa, no way. I'm kidding.
Revelation
Don't do
delivered.
Don't do this to me.
Gotcha. Then Falk just says, Hollow Ones are not exactly the most well-known subject,
No, they aren't.
which means it's either going to be very easy or very difficult to find who that person is.
No one has had leave of the festival grounds. No civilian, at least. If there is someone powerful enough to do this, though, you really think they're just gonna fall in with the civilians? Fair point.
Could it be a matter of power or a matter of knowledge?
That is an interesting question, and one I'm afraid to say I can't answer. Not with certainty, at least.
Perhaps this might shed some context on the strange circumstances surrounding Arnie. He was somehow able to pull me out of my body. And for a time I was in a different place. A Eulonia with a different sky. Don't know how he did that. Did.
So he had magical powers that were hidden?
He was no mage, but there was something about him.
The power to pull someone from their body. That is a more rare talent. There are a number of creatures specifically in the Prinzi Confederacy and the Zamkil that have that potency.
did
But
know of
they're not
Zamkil.
human. Either your friend was more than he appeared to be, or there was something that latched upon him that allowed him that talent.
We couldn't truly say.
He turns back to the tarot cards. The Magician, Hierophant, and the Empress. Why these three?
What do they mean?
I could go into you flipped it upside down, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
that's a bit much. That's a bit much.
I was also expecting you to.
No. Well, the Magician is indicative of intellect, power, willpower, logic, magic, obviously. The Hierophant is conformity, tradition, obviously religion and piety, but I would also say it represents education, tutelage, knowledge. The Empress, indicative of femininity, obviously as Empress as opposed to Emperor, but also the things that coincide with the Empress. Nurturing elements, creativity and harmony, art, and the bearing of children. Torture, things of the sort. In a way, renewal in life, rebirth.
Is that all universal, or is that based on Euronian knowledge of such?
It's my
Interpretations.
understanding that it is shared across all lands.
Interesting. Could you repeat what the first one's delineations were for me? I didn't hear them.
No. Fine.